Distance creates clarity. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Today, I want to have a quick message regarding distance in a business. Let me switch this camera around first. Okay, get a little more centered here. Okay. Distance is all about, well, let's talk about clarity. If you have a problem in your business, more than likely it has to do with you not having enough clarity about an issue. I know that's kind of an obvious point, but how do you create clarity? How do you get clarity back? Because when you started the business, you had clarity about where you were going. You had clarity up until a certain point in any given scenario. So one of my clients today was dealing with marketing, and she was looking at creating more clarity in where she should be taking her marketing, because she had ideas. She had some concept of direction, but not a whole lot of clarity on terms of what goes in what time frame and what, how much emphasis to put in one area or another. So how do you create that? Well, if you're in a situation where you need more clarity, you need distance. It's a matter of distance, and it's not necessarily physical distance, although physical distance helps. So, for example, if I'm in a situation where I'm lost in something having to do with my business, I'm not quite sure how to handle it, or I have too many spinning plates and I'm not sure which to focus on next. I've got all these things that I need to get done. I don't know what to do. I get in my car. I find something to do out of town. I drive an hour or more. This is just me personally. What helps me is to get in the car, away from everything. I don't have the radio turned on. If I do, I've got something kind of playing in the background that doesn't take a whole lot of my thought. It's just kind of playing in the background and kind of stirring my thoughts around. I just kind of let everything go for a bit and back away from it. That physical distance helps me make mental distance from everything. And all of a sudden, the back end, you could say it's a subconscious mind, you could say it's your intuition, you could say it's some higher source that's feeding you energy. I don't know. But something starts to occur where all the pieces start going into place. But it's because I've taken the physical distance is more of a concept with where I'm at right now, but it's the mental distance that I take from the problem that allows me to see it a little bit more clearly. I walk away from it, I step away from it, I unplug from it, I get away physically from everything that's kind of enforcing it. So if I've been around in my office for a long time, I get out of the office. If I've been around the house and all these concepts are still in my head, then everything around me is kind of tainted with those concepts, with those ideas. So I get away from all of them, right? Distance creates clarity. So how do you do that if you can't physically get away from things, if you can't stop thinking about something? Bring someone else in. Bring someone else in to get inside your head and lay everything else all out on the table. So with my friend today, I was helping her, and and she's a client, but also a friend, and I helped her take her business from square one and take it and put it all out on the table. Okay, where are we going? How are we going to get there? What's going to be the things that are in the way? And what's it going to take? What's working right now? What has been working? What could be working better? What's necessary to be able to reach the end goal, like we always talk about? If you have an idea of a large goal, break it down a little further and say, okay, where do we need to be by the end of the year, and so forth. And then just mapping out the steps to get there. And having someone come in and pull you out of your head and out of your emotions creates distance. See, clarity then comes up out of nowhere. And all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's the most common thing I get from clients is after we go through this process. It's a little situation I call the Worthington Method. When I take people through that, by the end, they almost always, unless they're still stuck in it somewhere and they're not hearing me, as long as they're able to come up out of it a little bit and create a little bit of distance, they say, oh, that makes sense. I don't come up with the solution. They come up with the solution. But the solution becomes obvious when you're able to have distance. So it's just a quick little idea. And if you'd like to be able to help create distance and clarity in your business, go to brianjpombo.com. If you're in the self-reliance field, meaning you've got products or services that help people to become more self-reliant, go to dreambizchat.com. The link is in the description. If you're listening to this on the podcast, that's dreambizchat.com. And we are back here every day, coming at you with either a large idea or a small idea, a tactical idea or a strategic idea or a principle-based idea. And we'll be back here tomorrow with the same. Now, next week, I'm going to be going deep into a TV show that I'm just now finishing up tonight. And you may have already seen it. It played last year. It's called Undercover Billionaire. If you haven't seen it, it was on the Discovery Channel. Go see if you could find the episodes to Undercover Billionaire and watch it. If you watch it before next week, I think you'll be really happy with the discussion that we have back and forth next week. And I'd love to hear any of your ideas. If you've got questions about your business, about where you're going, about things that are getting in your way, obstacles that are keeping you away from making your business everything you want it to be, leave a comment down below. The people that run my social media will let me know as soon as they see those comments, and I'll be sure and cover them right here on the show. And if you get ignored, just keep leaving a comment so someone will get back to you. And I'd love to be able to talk back and forth with you with these videos and audios. So you have a great night in the meantime. Get out there and let the magic happen.